Chelsea closely monitoring Brighton's Leandro Trossard. Leandro Trossard delivered a hammer blow to Chelsea today as he scored the first goal in the 4-1 defeat at the Amex Stadium, and Chelsea are monitoring the situation of the Belgian. Graham Potter is interested in a reunion, and the player's quality was never more evident than today, as he put in a stellar performance against his former manager's side. The goal and performance may help Potter convince Todd Boehly to sign Trossard, as Chelsea look to strengthen their forward options. According to Belgian journalist Sacha Tavolieri, Chelsea are watching Leandro Trossard closely, and today's performance could have effectively speed up the interest regarding a move to Chelsea. Trossard scored the first goal in the game, and was impressive throughout. Potter will of course know how good Trossard is from their time together, and the only possible interest the club could face so far is from Newcastle United. The Belgian, however, would be likely to sign for his ex-manager at Chelsea, as opposed to a move to Newcastle. It will be an interesting saga to watch out for, and Trossard could likely move to Chelsea in the future. Chelsea are looking to sign a forward player to help push them towards next season's Champions League places, and with goals against Chelsea, Manchester City and Liverpool this season, Trossard could be the perfect player to help push Chelsea towards that spot. Graham Potter hits back at Brighton fans who booed after Chelsea defeat. Graham Potter has hit back at Brighton supporters after he was booed at the Amex Stadium during Chelsea's 4-1 defeat on Saturday. The 47-year-old endured a miserable first return to his former club as Chelsea found themselves 3 down by half-time after Leandro Trossard's opener was followed by own goals from Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Trevoh Chalobah. Kai Havertz pulled a goal back for Chelsea early in the second half, but Pascal Gross struck in injury time to complete a deserved victory for Brighton. Potter, meanwhile, was booed upon his arrival at the stadium and once again as he walked out towards his dugout. Marc Cucurella, who joined Chelsea from Brighton in the summer, was also subjected to jeers from the home fans every time he touched the ball before he was substituted in the 64th minute. When asked about the negative reaction he received from Brighton's supporters, Potter said, "I have nothing to say sorry for, I've nothing to apologise for. I did a good job, you can see the team's a good team. Took over when they were 4th from bottom in the Premier League, 3rd probably worst team. There's a lot of money being raised in terms of player sales and there's a lot of good players on the pitch. I hope for their sake the next manager does as good a job and that's as brilliant for them." Potter also admits his Chelsea players failed to recover after such a woeful first-half performance. "Yes, of course the scoreline and the defeat is a painful one," said Potter. "We didn't really recover. Once the crowd was so engaged it was a difficult one for us. The scoreline was painful. Brighton played a good game, especially in the first half. You can always look at goals and think you can do better. We have to take responsibility a bit in the first half. We have had a lot of football but that's no excuse. We couldn't quite get to that level. We didn't take our opportunities in attack and they did. We had some opportunities to attack them too, but unfortunately we missed the pass or didn't execute, then the scoreline was a painful one. When you lose you can always do better." Ian Wright criticises Graham Potter's use of 2 Chelsea players. Ian Wright has urged Graham Potter to restore Chelsea's more orthodox full-backs to the starting 11 and says he was very confused by the lineup in Saturday's 4-1 loss to Brighton. Asked what went wrong for Chelsea, Wright said on Match of the Day, "Well, the wingbacks. We've seen they've used a variety of wingbacks this season and when you look at their bench they've got Cesar, Azpilicueta and Ben Chilwell. But they started with Pulisic and Sterling and I found that very confusing. And when you watch what they do, and when you look at the positions they were taking up, they weren't really helping Chalobah or Cucurella or Thiago Silva. And what was happening was the 3 centre-backs, were getting pulled all over the place. Chalobah is way too far up, there's no real cover because Pulisic isn't coming back and helping, or Sterling wasn't coming back and helping, and Brighton were getting in behind, all the time. Everything Brighton did, look how far Silva has to come in, all the way in with Trossard, Cucurella the left-sided centre-half comes over, to the byline, and then you know there's a load of space behind. On a couple of occasions, Ruben Loftus-Cheek is the one who has had to try and go in there, to cover at centre-back, to rescue the situation. Brighton would go down the middle, work it out wide, Chalobah comes in and gets beaten very easily, and then bam, ball in behind, every single time. And this is a problem for them. And like I say, they've got full backs on the bench that can play that position and give more cover. You see Pulisic here, there he is, he's with his man is going on the outside of him now, but Pulisic switches off and they rightly get punished for it. The centre-halves had a terrible day today because they were dragged all over the place and they had a poor game. Asked if the tactic of using Pulisic and Sterling as wing-backs should be done away with, Wright replied emphatically, "Yes. I don't want to dress that up." Edson Alvarez speaks on failed move to Chelsea. Edson Alvarez was close to joining Chelsea in the summer, but in the end Ajax wouldn't let him leave the club due to the large influx of players they had already let go already. Chelsea bid £50 million in the closing days of the summer transfer window, but in the end it wasn't enough to sign the Mexican midfielder. The Blues have not given up, however, and are still keen on making the transfer happen. Edson Alvarez has been speaking about the failed transfer recently, and how he hopes it can be revisited soon. As reported by Fabrizio Romano, Edson Alvarez has been speaking about his failed move to Chelsea in the summer, and it is not good reading for the fans of Ajax. Ajax fans will have been happy he stayed at the club, but will not be happy after hearing that he is still quite desperate to leave after the first opportunity he gets. Speaking to ESPN Netherlands, Edson Alvarez had this to say: "I am very disappointed about it, but I am convinced that one day another big club will come for me. This winter, or in the summer. For now I can only focus on Ajax. As a player you are aware that this would change everything. A better league, a better life for you and for your family. This is what it's all about for me. I am here for my love for football but also for my family." Poor reading as an Ajax fan, but great from a Chelsea point of view. Thomas Tuchel discusses premature Chelsea exit and speaks out on his future. Thomas Tuchel says his time at Chelsea came to an end, too early, and has revealed that he is not currently listening to any potential job offers as he unwinds in India. The German coach, who won the Champions League and Club World Cup during his time at Stamford Bridge, was sacked by the club's new owners at the start of September on their 100th day in charge. While performances had dipped at the start of the season, Tuchel's dismissal is believed to have owed predominantly to a breakdown in his relationship with the club's hierarchy. Graham Potter was appointed as his successor and had been unbeaten until Saturday, when he lost for the first time as Chelsea manager on his return to Brighton. Tuchel, meanwhile, has been touted for a host of top jobs after winning 3 trophies in his 20 months in West London, with the former PSG boss linked with the Aston Villa job before Unai Emery was appointed, as well as Italian giants Juventus. But the 49-year-old says he is not currently giving any thought to his next managerial post and simply wants to unwind after leaving Chelsea. Speaking to Indian outlet Sportstar on Saturday, where he is at a health retreat in Kerala, Tuchel said, "I loved every day at Chelsea. It came to an end too early for me, but it was out of my hands. This is also what you sign up for." Asked about his future, he continued, "I haven't made a decision yet. It is now time for me to take a break. Some clubs have been calling my manager, but we agreed that he would not call me here for these past 18 days. The interview also states that Tuchel said he would consider taking up a national team job after the World Cup but would not comment on the possibility of succeeding Gareth Southgate as England manager, who is likely to step down after Qatar. On Chelsea's Champions League winning run, he added, "It was of such a level that you never expect to win it. We played the role of an underdog. When I joined the club was placed 9th in the league, so even qualifying for the Champions League was an achievement. There were many games that I was really happy with, the ones against Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Porto and the final.